A very good evening and a very warm welcome to TV47 Weekend Edition. Of course, so much lined up for you on everything that has been taking center stage in the country and of course across our borders. But first, let's take a look at the stories making headlines tonight. Tonight, 10 people lost their lives on Saturday afternoon when a trailer collided with the matatu they were traveling in the Mahi Mahiu area of Naivasha, Nakuru County. Several others sustained injuries and were promptly taken to the hospital for treatment. The ruling UDA party has suspended its elections that were scheduled to take place on Monday, with Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua appearing to be at odds with other leaders in the party.
There's no crisis meeting. What crisis? Hiyo mkutano ya UDA, juzi rais akienda ngambo, aliniagiza niite hiyo mkutano. When he was away, nikaita to discuss our UDA matters. Mambo ya uchaguzi na mambo ya chama yetu.
And ODM leader Raila Odinga continues to campaign for his ambition to become the chairman of the African Union Commission. Odinga has promised to support efforts to defend human rights across Africa.
The opportunity, I pledge to lead with integrity, compassion, and a steadfast commitment for advancing the twin objectives of human rights and counter-terrorism.
All right, welcome to this live broadcast. Catherine Simalo is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is Odinga. Let's get started. 10 people died in a grisly road accident at Mahi Mahiu, Nakuru County after a trailer lost control and rammed into several vehicles. 9 died on the spot while 1 died while receiving treatment. This Saturday afternoon accident has been confirmed by Naivasha OCPD Steve Kirui, who has urged drivers to always observe traffic regulations to avoid such accidents.
The aftermath of a grisly road accident. 10 people have since died and some are injured. 9 people died on the spot and 1 died while receiving treatment.
Ambayo iko nyuma yetu ilikosa breki kutoka huko juu, ikateremka, ikakuta Nissan ambayo ilikuwa imeegemezwa kwa kando, ikasababisha kifo ya watu 8 na mtoto mmoja na mtu mwingine ndio alikimbishwa hospitali.
Witnesses recounting the ordeal say a trailer lost control as it approached Mahi Mahiu from Nairobi and rammed a matatu from behind.
Iliweza kugonga Nissan iliyokuwa inashukisha abiria katika stage ya Mahi Mahiu, ikaigonga na ikaipitia juu, ikaweza kupata gari kingine kadogo kalikokuwa kameegeshwa kando ya barabara, ikakapiga na mwishowe ikaweza kupiga trailer iliyo kando yangu pale. Na ikaweza kusimama.
Naivasha OCPD Steve Kirui has confirmed the incident, saying casualties are receiving treatment at Auckland Hospital.
Some of them succumbed to the injuries, and we have not actually ascertained exactly among those injured who was the driver.
The vehicles involved in the accident have been towed to the police station, awaiting inspection, with drivers being urged to observe traffic rules and regulations.
To advise the drivers who are flying through that Mahi Mahiu road, because the road is very busy. At the same time, it's being used by the truck drivers.
Vera Alberta, TV47.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has pledged to support human rights defenders across the continent as the African Union Commission chair in what seemed as his first open campaign. Raila pledged to be at the forefront in defending human rights. The AUC elections are slated for February next year, as Sheila Chelanget reports.
With a roadmap set for the candidacy of ODM leader Raila Odinga's candidacy for the Africa Union Commission chairmanship, the former Prime Minister continues to garner for support for his bid. Today, Odinga, while addressing the Africa Human Rights Defenders Conference, pledged to lead from the front on matters human rights defending, maintaining that defending human rights will be at the cornerstone of his leadership.
I pledge to lead with integrity, compassion, and a steadfast commitment for advancing the twin objectives of human rights and counter-terrorism. I will work tirelessly to strengthen the capacity of our member states to combat terrorism through coordinated efforts, intelligence sharing, and targeted interventions.
Also, he has lauded the positive strides in the fight against terrorism in different parts of the continent. He, however, says as the fight continues, human rights must be upheld at all costs.
In our unwavering pursuit of security and stability, we must never lose sight of the fundamental principles that define our humanity. Human rights are not negotiable. They are the cornerstone upon which our societies are built and the bedrock upon which our collective futures rest.
This appeared to be his first open campaign for his bid as he pledged to involve relevant stakeholders in his leadership.
The journey ahead may be fraught with challenges, but I am confident that with unity, determination, and an unwavering commitment to our shared values, we shall prevail.
Ahead of the AUC chairmanship elections in February next year, a comprehensive campaign strategy has been set, including the formation of a campaign secretariat by Kenya State Department for Foreign Affairs, outreach programs to AU member states, and preparations for a public debate 6 months before the election date. Sheila Chelangat for TV47.
All right, thank you, Sheila, for that report. Now, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has pledged to support human rights defenders across the continent as the African Union Commission chair. Now, in what seemed as his first open campaign, Raila pledged to be at the forefront in defending human rights. The AUC elections are slated for February next year.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua went on the defensive on Saturday, dismissing reports of a crisis in the UDA party, which he denied was behind Saturday's NEC meeting convened by President William Ruto.
There's no crisis meeting. What crisis? Hiyo mkutano ya UDA, juzi rais akienda ngambo, aliniagiza niite hiyo mkutano. When he was away, nikaita to discuss our UDA matters, mambo ya uchaguzi na mambo ya chama yetu. Because we must strengthen our party. So let nobody set an agenda for us.
Kama leo naona hii mkutano ambaye naibu wa rais anakimbia na mimi nitakuwa pale. Hii ni mkutano ambaye tulipanga zamani, ni mkutano ya mambo ya NEC. Tunaenda kupewa update ya uchaguzi ile ambaye imefanyika katika counties 5 ya UDA. Nyinyi mnaita ati kuna crisis meetings.
Gachagua, who was in Kericho County, was however proved wrong after Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria led the charge against him for his one man, one vote, one shilling revenue sharing formula.
Tunasema kijiji ni kitu kizuri, lakini mtu ambaye anaweka kijiji mbele ya taifa ni mjinga ya mwisho. Sawa sawa? Kwa hivyo tuungane pamoja.
Wale wanasema ati tuweke pesa mingi pale fulani tuwache pande zingine. Hawa ni adui ya umoja wa taifa.
In his Mount Kenya backyard, divisions marred the debate between his allies and rivals, led by Attorney General Justin Muturi, Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga, Laikipia East MP Mwangi Kiunjuri, and Murang'a leaders, led by Maragoli MP Mary Mahiu.
Your Excellency Naibu wa Rais, wacha ukuwe villager, huko ndiko umezaliwa na huko ndiko umetoka, na tunaanzia kutafuta kura kutoka kwa village.
When you call me a traitor for who? Lazima nimetumwa. Ukiniita kudaroro gotome, ni nani amenituma? Si lazima kuna yule mtu amenituma. Na kama kuna mtu amenituma na umemkosea heshima, na kama mnakaa ofisi moja, unaweza muuliza kama yeye ametuma fulani na fulani.
This agenda ambayo inapikwa ati Rigathi anajaribu kupeleka watu sijui wapi. Hakuna kitu kama hicho. Ninasema nikiwa hapa. Na kama kuna mtu ako na evidence atoe aseme. Rigathi Gachagua ako ndani ya hii serikali mpaka 2032.
Let's find ground to sit together and see what is beneficial for the country. Hizo vitu kidogo kidogo ya sijui shilingi moja anga sijui kilomita moja na zingine they don't really matter much.
Gachagua and his allies accuse a section of Ruto allied MPs from the Rift Valley for inciting divisions in Mount Kenya. Apul Kamau, TV47.
All right, now a section of members of parliament from the Kenya Kwanza coalition has said that it will vote close to close on the financial bill, and that clauses which don't have the interest of the public will not pass in parliament. Now, while speaking in Koitugum, Elgeyo Marakwet West Member of Parliament Timothy Kipchumba called upon Kenyans to pay taxes to enable them realize meaningful solutions.
Karibuni sana. Na pia wanafunzi,
kila mmoja wetu naendelea kusema karibu wageni wetu. Asante sana.
Haya makofi ya waziri wetu. Asante.
Sponsor the Catholic Church.
Who are going to save the ASLA is the members of National Assembly. It's the members of National Assembly. All of you, the common mwananchi, please watch your MPs. See how they're going to vote on the amendments, because I believe the Finance Committee led by Kimani of Molo will save the people. Let me tell you one thing. If the bill goes the way it is, 2.5% on motor vehicle, majority of those who own vehicles, including matatus, including border, we will all go to that party. And if we go to that party, it means most of the insurance companies are going to close, and if they close, there will be a lot of unemployment in the country.
Mkate 50 shillings tuweke 100 shillings. Bado wazazi kweli bado wata afford. Kuna pesa pia wanaongeza kwa insurance ya magari. Kagilebo magarek, lakini matatu chuta jukipuna tukulke bendi kapsawar si unapitia hapo. Akingenile akiongezewa, when that money is increased, it will flow down to the normal mwananchi who uses those motor vehicles to travel.
Tutahakikisha kwamba wakati tunapitia kipengele baada ya kipengele, tutahakikisha kwamba kipengele kile ambacho kinafinya wananchi wetu wa kawaida, mwananchi wa kawaida, tunahakikisha sisi pia tunaifinya chini isipite kupitia bunge. Kwa mfano, ile ushuru ambayo 16% inataka kuwekelewa kwa gharama ya mikate, kwa sababu mkate ni chakula muhimu.
Now, thousands of JSS intern teachers who have been on strike since April 17 this year have suspended their industrial action until the 5th of July 2024. The intern teachers resolved to suspend their strike to pave the way for the Teacher Service Commission to resolve their issues. Ruga Evil tells us more.
After nearly 5 weeks of demonstrations, junior secondary school JSS teachers have suspended their strike until the 5th of July to give the Teacher Service Commission time to address their issues.
We have agreed to suspend our demonstrations today, 8th of June 2024, to pave way for Parliament to pass the budget on Thursday.
JSS teachers and students will resume classes next Monday on the 10th, as the teachers remind the Commission that hiring teachers as interns is against the Constitution of Kenya.
We request all JSS intern teachers to return to class as from Monday, 10th of June 2024. We, however, wish to remind our members of Parliament that the ruling made by the courts that internship is illegal still stands.
If TSC fails to fulfill its promises to teachers before the set date, they will have no choice but to resume protest, the leader said.
Please note that this means the demos that began on April 17th have not been called off, but suspended until July 5th, 2024. By that date, we should have gotten clear communication on the status of the confirmation of the 46,000 teachers.
The demands by the JSS teachers have gained traction following a substantial allocation to the education sector in the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget. The sector is expected to receive 27% of the 4.18 trillion shillings.
The three committees made a plea to us that we pause our demonstrations as they pass the budget, and that we give TSC time to receive the money and prepare for our immediate confirmation.
The government is reportedly prepared to distribute the allocation as follows. Tertiary institutions will receive a total amount of 29.966 billion, whereas university education shall receive a total amount 120.13 billion Kenyan shillings. Primary education is set to receive 139.14 billion shillings, and TSC might receive a total share of 352.94 billion Kenyan shillings, which is 50% of the total budget allocated to education sector. Ruga Ival, TV47.
Thank you so much, Ruga, for that report. Now, President William Ruto has today presided over the 60th anniversary celebrations of the Kenya Air Force at the Moi Air Base in Eastleigh, Nairobi. While presiding over the event, the head of state said he will work closely with the county government of Nairobi to ensure the Moi Air Base facility does not lose its original position. He also put to task Eastleigh developers to ensure they construct their buildings in line with the law and not to surpass the required height. The president reiterated his commitment in training at least 200 pilots every year to boost the capacity of the Air Force Department. This comes shortly after the head of state visited USA and South Korea, saying the visits were an eye-opener and that this will help enhance capacity of Kenya Air Force and Kenya Defense Forces.
The military command in Kenya, the Kenya Air Force, have promised me that they have the capabilities, and I will also commit that my administration will support the Kenya Air Force to train a minimum of 200 pilots every year, beginning next year, both to enhance the capabilities of our Kenya Air Force, but to also support our civilian capabilities, both in Kenya and regionally. In discussions with the County of Nairobi, we will make sure that this facility does not lose its premier position, and all buildings that have been built beyond the heights that are provided for in law, we will work with the Nairobi City County to make sure that all developers keep to the standards that we have agreed with the Kenya Air Force and with the Kenya Defense Forces. Let me also commit that the 10,000 housing units that will support the housing program for our Kenya Defense Forces is the first phase. We will continuously work with the Housing Fund and the government of Kenya in general to make sure that our Kenya Defense Force personnel in all our formations have adequate and proper housing facilities.
All right, now as the Finance Bill 2024-2025 continues to garner debate in the country, a time has come to examine one of President William Ruto's pet projects, that is the Hustler Fund. Yesterday, telco company Safaricom cautioned against the increase of excess duty that would increase the company's operational costs, thus affecting important services such as M-Pesa, Inua Jamii, and the aforementioned Hustler Fund. This, as the Auditor General also announced that the fund has leaked 464.5 million to 800,000 unregistered users. Our reporter Kisewa Emery asks what exactly is going on with the Hustler Fund.
The Hustler Fund was set up as a crucial pillar of President William Ruto's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This was so as to help people who come from low-income households who could not easily access affordable, non-predatory loans otherwise. However, according to the Office of the Auditor General, something about the fund is not quite right, with the report on national funds for 22-23 making for grim reading. According to the report, it was observed that 808,047 persons were issued with initial loan disbursements amounting to 464 million before they opted into the financial service or product. In the circumstances, it was not possible to confirm if the loan disbursements made to various customers complied with regulations and whether the loans were accurate and free from manipulation. The audit also reveals that the funds disbursed to 208,707 people, amounting to 420 million shillings, that exceed the initial loan limits by 219 million, with 5,070 of those not eligible for a loan. Even more worryingly, the report states that some telcos allegedly overcharged borrowers who defaulted by an astonishing 368 million shillings, contrary to provisions of the law. Messages like these have become commonplace, with many Kenyans defaulting on loan payments for the Hustler Fund. According to the report, 8 billion shillings could be lost to defaulters for the period up to June 2023, with recent reports indicating that 12 billion has been defaulted on. With the finance bill set to increase transactional costs for the telco companies, the Hustler Fund could increase charges for the 71% of Kenyans dutifully repaying their loans from the fund on time. Kenyans, on the other hand, are also experiencing issues when it comes to accessing the Hustler Fund and their savings that they were supposed to access a year after registering for the service. Kisawa Emory, TV47.
All right, thank you, Emery, for that. Now, hundreds of residents in Bungoma County flocked to the poster grounds in Bungoma Town to receive free treatment courtesy of the M-Pesa Foundation and Zuri Health. Speaking at the medical camp at poster grounds in Bungoma Town, Meshak Shaban, a technologist from Zuri Health, said that using technology is one of the ways to improve health in the country. Leaders in Bungoma County, led by the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Jennifer Mbatiany, and Senator Wafula Wakoli, have said that the cost of treatment has become very expensive for the citizens, asking the county government to strengthen the health sector.
We are doing a triage kind of check. That is, if you want to know your blood pressure checks, if you want to know your pulse rate, if you want to know your breathing rate, the AI screening technology is able to offer that solution. And today in Bungoma and in every medical camp facilitated by M-Pesa Foundation, we are offering free AI screening checks. This is a component that is incorporated as part of our platforms and our systems, so anyone can access this kind of a diagnosis wherever they are.
Nimeonyeshwa simu, naona image yangu, najua wamenishughulikia. Wenyewe wamejua vile wanashughulika kwa sababu wanasoma shida yako, wanakuonyesha shida yako kupitia kwa simu.
Kuna watu 20 ambao wamekuwa identified na M-Pesa Foundation wanaenda kuwalipia pesa ya NHIF. So nataka ni ongee na watu wa Bungoma. Jameni, matibabu imekuwa ni jambo ambalo imetusumbua. Ina gharama kubwa kabisa. Kwa hivyo sisi wote tuchangie tulipie hiyo NHIF, na vile rais wetu amesema kwamba inaenda kupunguzwa kutoka kwa 500 hadi 300.
County government itapata zaidi ya bilioni 18 mwaka wa kifedha unaokuja. Tunaomba kwamba idara ya afya iweze kuweka mitambo mpya ya x-ray, kama inawezekana tutafute 60 scan, ili watu wetu gharama ya matibabu ishuke, waache kwenda Eldoret, Kisumu.
We are very big in fistula, especially here in Bungoma, where we want to introduce routine fistula services, because we know fistula can be treated.
Now, as stakeholders intensify efforts to restore the degraded Maragoli forest located at Maragoli Hills in Vihiga County, conflict is brewing in the hilly region of Vihiga as locals in the area claim ancestral ownership of the hills, which the government gazetted as public land in 1999. However, as part of environmental conservation measures, the Catholic Church in the region has expressed interest in helping to find a lasting solution to the matter. Arnold Adidi tells us more.
Close to 2 decades ago, Maragoli Forest, located on Maragoli Hills, was all green, with a rich canopy covering these now rocky hills. However, ruthless deforestation is said to have taken place here in broad daylight, leaving behind the naked hills. But as efforts to restore this forest take shape today, a conflict is emerging on who the real owner of Maragoli Hills is.
Mashamba wakati ilichukuliwa ikapandwa miti ama gazettement ilifanyika, hatu kuweza kupewa makao mbadala. hatukuweza hata kulipa ridhaa.
Ule msitu ni mashamba yetu, kwa hivyo sisi tuna wasiwasi ya kwamba wanakuja kupanda miti. Wangetuletea miti ya matunda kama avocado, maembe, pia tuwe na fursa ya sisi kufanya mauzo kutoka katika ule mlima.
According to locals, this is their ancestral land. However, they say that does not hinder the efforts to restore the forest.
Bila kutuhusisha sisi wakaaji, hiyo miti mnapanda haitafaulu.
Hizi miti ambao wanatuletea saa hizi bado wanarudisha ile shida ambayo tulikuwa nayo. Hakuna kulima, hakuna chakula, mnasumbuana na nyani, chui, fisi na ndio wanarudisha.
Despite supporting tree growing, locals here have also called upon the national and county governments to put an end to the wrangles being witnessed in the area and offer a solution. On the other hand, the Archbishop of the Catholic Church, Kakamega Diocese, Joseph Obanyi, who spoke in Maragoli during a conference on restoring the degraded forest, has also expressed the readiness of the church in solving the conflict to ensure that the forest is fully restored.
Kama kiongozi wa kanisa nina matumaini kweli ya kwamba tukiweka hii mikakati na tukishirikisha jamii matokeo yataonekana. Bila shaka wameibua masuala ambayo ni muhimu kwao na pia kwetu, masuala ambayo lazima yashughulikiwe,
na tutaweza kujaliana kwa undani zaidi ili jamii iweze kuruhusu serikali ya county, serikali ya kitaifa, mashirika muhimu kama kanisa na wengine ambao wanahifadhi mazingira, tusikose nafasi ya kurudisha mlima wetu huu.
Arnold Adidi, TV47.
Thousands turned out for the 2024 St. John Ambulance Walkathon, including hundreds of students from various schools in Nairobi, Kajiado, as well as Machakos County, with the theme being Save a Life. The participants snaked their way from Railways headquarters through Mombasa Road, with the walkathon offering a 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, or the 21 kilometers route.
Modern facilities like ambulances at the remote areas. We may not have health centers at the remote areas, but we are willing as St. John to go the extra mile and make sure that we have first aiders who can be able, one, to mitigate against any emergencies that may come in these remote areas. They should be able also to liaise with the necessary responders, the ambulances, the health facilities, to be able to help the victims in terms of disasters and emergencies.
That we've made history today. We have over 25, close to 3,000 people that came. That is history. Tumekubaliana? Hakuna watu wananisikiza. Tumekubaliana? Next year, we're going to have 10,000 people who are going to do this. Everything we do it to save a life. So you're working to save a life. I know that people are ready to go home, so I want to just thank every one of my staff members who made this a success. There are so many people who worked behind the scenes, who made sure that today we were able to get this done and done well. So I just want to
Sports News brought to you by Maybet. Join Maybet leo upate free bet.
Bet na minia na najishindia pesa inavutia.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. National volleyball champions KCB have revived their hopes of defending the league title after decisively defeating a resilient Kenya Prisons team 3-0 in the second leg of the KVF playoffs final played at the Kasarani Indoor Arena. The Lionesses were forced to dig deep to clinch the first two sets by a narrow margin of 28-26 and 26-24 respectively, before outsmarting the Wardens 25-21 in the last set to set the stage for a decisive third clash on the first leg. Kenya Prisons had overpowered KCB with a 3-0 victory on Friday at the same venue. The winner of Sunday's tie will be crowned the 2023-2024 Kenya Volleyball Federation National League champions. During the regular season, KCB finished the league unbeaten with 23 points. Last year, KCB was crowned champions for the first time after a 15-year wait, and tomorrow's game is the only game that is standing on its way to defending the title. Now, Kisumu All Starlets have been crowned FKF Women's National Super League champions, clinching the title with a 3-2 victory against Mombasa Olympic earlier today at Dandora Stadium. Despite an early goal from Monica Etot, Zone B's Kisumu All Starlets found themselves trailing after Bushnell Sharon scored twice for Mombasa Olympic in the 28th and 39th minutes. However, All Starlets mounted a comeback in the second half. Oraro Rosemary reignited her side with a goal in the 86th minute, and Etot completed her brace with a decisive goal in the 94th minute, sealing the championship for Kisumu All Starlets.
NSL, it's a very good tire in terms of kupatia wasichana platform. Imewapatia nafasi kubwa sana ya kukuza talanta, kwa sababu sasa hata ukiangalia NSL na Premier, the difference is very slim. Kwa hivyo imewapatia very good platform, na ningependa ikue zone moja kushinda kuwa zone mbili, so that ikuwe more competitive.
And one of Kenya's telecommunication company has announced its partnership deal with the National Olympic Committee of Kenya, NOK, to support Team Kenya in the upcoming Paris 2024 Olympic Games, which will be held from Friday 26 July 2024 to Sunday 11th August 2024 in France. The telecommunication company has come on board as the official technology and payments partner for the Kenyan Olympic team, committing 30 million Kenyan shillings rather in cash and kind, including travel insurance for athletes, airtime and data bundles to support team. Will also offer financial literacy and workshops.
Dr. Paul just wave at us. Thank you very much. But globally, our amazing partners from Visa. Tonight's Visa East Africa, please. Chad, please, where are you? He went to town today in a matatu for the first time. A round of applause for Chad. Thank you very much as well. Hands here for Eva Ngigi Salwari. Always a pleasure to see you, Eva. Thank you very much. Now,
the atmosphere is already so heartwarming, and perhaps it is a taste of how Paris will be for all of us as a nation. Coming from Team Kenya, I would like to express our depth of gratitude, joy, and pride as we welcome a significant partner to our journey to Paris Olympic Games. Team Kenya, represented by our athletes who have toiled over the last 4 years to secure a ticket to the Olympics, is truly honored to receive a much-needed arm of support from Safaricom towards its signature mission ahead.
So today, we are going to be announcing our transformative partnership between Safaricom, Visa, and the National Olympic Committee of Kenya. These partnerships not only support Team Kenya at the upcoming 2024 Paris Olympics, but it also reaffirms our commitment as Safaricom to sports. We support all the different sports. We support golf, And we've done that at the ladies, what we call LET, hosted in Vipingo. We also support chapel.
Sports news brought to you by Maybets. Join Maybets leo upate free bet papo hapo. Fanya hivi, chagua home team to win, yani number 1 au draw X.
All right, that's all we had in store for you in the world of news. We are taking our very first short break. When we come back,